Good morning, everyone. I see there's a few people still logging on, but we want to go ahead and get started so we have the full hour. We're really glad that you're here today. I am Kimberly Klein, Director of Sales for LVI, and I'm here today in partnership with NextGen InsideVision, and they will be doing the majority of the webinar today, but I wanted to go through a PowerPoint as well to kind of just give a little bit of background about these amazing products. So on the screen, you also see the top product is called the Inside One Plus. This is the Windows 11 Braille computer that actually has a glass on it. We can talk more about that glass in just a little bit. It's got a 32 Braille display, and then the one that you can see a portion of behind it is called the Supra, Supra, and then the other one is the Inside One Plus. We're excited today to show these new InsideVision products. I have had some people mention to me that they were familiar with the Inside One, which was a product that was out before, but now it is the One Plus, and they can talk more about it in just a minute, but it has been totally redesigned. And the Inside One Plus is the picture you see right now. So there's two products that we're focusing on today, and these products are for two kinds of people. As I've been out showing the products, the Inside One Plus and the Supra, I really have seen that people tend to gravitate to different products for different reasons. The Supra has the dedicated Perkins keys that people are very familiar with, and it's the Perkins style keyboard. And the Inside One Plus has that, but it's really unique. It's inlaid into the glass. So you actually put your hands into the glass. And that's a touch screen Windows 11 computer. You can do gestures, and you'll be seeing both products live in just a minute. So the great thing is it is the same technology, the same specifications, the same type of connectivity, and the same manufacturing quality on both products. There's no wires to connect, no docking stations, and no worries. So it's exciting because I've been doing and been in this industry 35 or so years, and we now actually have I always think of like when laptop computers came out and all of that. Now we have an all-in-one Windows 11 Braille, two types of computers. And so, as I was taking it around over the last few weeks, people are just so exciting. They're just so excited because they're now not needing to bring a Braille display, having a computer, having all these devices. It's all in one. It is Microsoft Windows 11, so it's very powerful as well. And we're going to talk about the unique differences between both of the products. The Inside One Plus does have, as I mentioned to you, the glass, and it has an inlay where you put your fingers for where the actual Perkins style keyboard is. But also there's a touch keyboard as well. So we'll talk about the gesture where you hold down on the Perkins keys and the actual keyboard, the QWERTY keyboard comes up, but you can also do gestures as well. The Inside Supra, of course, has Windows as well, but it has a Perkins keyboard, but it's physical, like the buttons come up just like if you were going to be typing on a Perkins keyboard. These are the specifications for both of the units. They're extremely powerful. They're an i7 Core 10 generation, 16 gigabyte of RAM. It does have Microsoft Windows 11 on both units. As I mentioned, the processor is an i7 10th generation, quad core, 8 threads, so it's super fast and super powerful. It does have 16 gigabyte of memory, and it has an SSD card. We are stocking them with 256 gigabyte, and we have found for most people that that's enough. That's what they're looking for, but you can order them all the way up to 1 terabyte. That is a special order. So we would not be stocking those. We can still get them in, but what we'll have in stock if you're placing an order is 256 gigabyte for the SSD drive. They have two stereo high quality speakers, 2 watts, two microphones, high resolution digital. And we've done some testing with that, and both the microphone and the stereo is really, really good on it. That the on the This is on the Inside One Plus only. It does have an autofocus back camera. It actually has two cameras on it, 16 megapixel cameras, and also that has autofocus for the front camera for the Inside One Plus, and that's a 5 megapixel camera, HD 720p on the front one. But the back facing one is 1080p. Both of them have ports. They have a USB-C, USB-C 3, micro HDMI, mini USB, and then an audio jack, 3.5 millimeter audio jack, and a micro SD card slot. And we're going to talk about the physical and how you can go around the unit, and we'll describe where each one is located. So the next picture that we have up is showing the edge and showing the side of the units. So just going from left to right. First of all, you'll feel an area that it feels kind of like where you would have a speaker where sound's going to come out, and you would be able to feel where that is. And that is the right speaker. And right above that is the USB-C. Then we have a USB-A. And then right next to that is the mini USB. And then going again over to the right, we have the volume. They're like rocker switches. So you've got volume up and volume down. And then you have where you turn it on and off, the unit on and off. And then you have the audio jack. There is a little LED light as well if you're able to see that light. And that's going to be on when it's on or when it's being charged. Now we're looking at the other side, excuse me, the right edge, and on that edge you have the USB-C power, and then you have a micro HDMI port, and then an SD card, and then the left speaker. So again, I guess we've had them here in the US maybe a couple weeks, and I've had them around at a couple different conferences, and I've had the opportunity to show them in many different venues. And everyone, whether they had low vision, full vision, or no vision at all, was very comfortable with turning it on, turning it off, plugging in devices. I had it plugged into our Splay, which is a portable pop-up monitor that we are now also representing. And everybody was very, very comfortable with working with it quite rapidly and quite quickly. Really, the power is in your hands with both units. You can install any Windows compatible program. So I had somebody say, well, I want to be able to put Office on it. Great, you can do that. That's the exciting thing is these are Windows. And for me, it's exciting because I don't know Braille, but I was able to show these off quite rapidly because I know keystrokes. I know Windows D takes you to the desktop. I know that how to move around with arrows and tab and things like that. So I was able to show them off because I know Windows. So if you know Windows, you're going to be up and running with these really, really quickly. So you can put any of your favorite Windows applications on these. It comes preset with NVDA, and that'll come up and start talking right when you turn on the units. But you do have the ability to also have JAWS on it if you choose to put JAWS on it. And it's just your choice. So the cool thing as well is once you're up and running with it, a lot of people were asking me specific questions. And as I've been learning and reaching out to the team in France, it really is like if you're trying to change from contracted Braille to different types of Braille, whether you want to change that, there's nothing to do within the system itself. It's you just change that within your screen reader. So if you're wanting to go to grade 1 or grade 2 Braille, however you normally change that in JAWS is how you would change it on this, or in NVDA is how you would change it as well. So that was really great for me to learn, and so you're not learning anything new if you're already using JAWS and you're already using NVDA, you're going to be up and running with these quite rapidly because, again, it's a Windows computer. There's always a little bit to learn, but what I'm saying is it's Windows. So that's what's so exciting. You can even run multiple applications together because it's extremely fast and you've got enough memory and you're able to do that when you're actually using the units. As I mentioned, you're going to pick NVDA or JAWS. And with a keystroke on a fly, you can actually go back and forth as well. If you're sometimes needing to use NVDA, but maybe JAWS reads a certain website better or something like that, you can go back and forth. You can browse the internet. You can use Google Drive, Google Classroom, OneDrive, Dropbox. And again, you're not going to get bogged down because you have a very fast, powerful computer. And so it's really, really exciting because you're able to do anything and everything that you choose to do in Windows. If you know a shortcut key for Windows to open and save, again, all of that is just the same. I mentioned Windows D to go to the desktop. You're going to master the Inside One Plus and the Inside Super structure with keystrokes very quickly and very easily. You can also connect the Inside One Plus or Supra to a PC or use it as a Braille display as well. So that's exciting as well. So it's just you've got this powerful computer that has the Braille display built into it, and you also are using Windows. So most people are up and running really quickly.
Hey, Kimberly,
Yes.
back to the physical components of the units. Yes, Rylan had asked why do we use or why do they use the mini USB since that's an old cable? Damien, that might be a you question.
Yeah, Damien, do you want to address that? They're asking why we're using a mini USB. They're saying that's more of an older style.
Because this is when we receive the motherboard, this is this connection is on, and this is why we open this mini USB, but it's not necessary to use it because it's for the old version of the connection. But on the motherboard, they have this port, and this is why we just let open this port, but it's not
Okay,
necessary to use it.
very good. So basically, it's an option. It's there, it's available, it's part of the port. So it's there if you need to use it, but it sounds like it's not used that often. So great, great question. Is there anything else, Lizzie, before I go on?
That is all for now.
Thank you. So the next picture actually shows both units on the desk. The Supra is on the left and the One Plus is on the right. And then right behind that is a monitor. So again, you can have it connected to a monitor, which when I'm showing it off, that's what I do because I'm able to see it quite rapidly, especially if I'm using the Supra and I can see where someone is at. So if someone has a question, that type of thing, I'm able to follow along on the monitor. The next picture
Two more
shows,
questions.
yes, go ahead.
So someone, Pat said, I know the unit has 16 gigabytes of RAM. Can I add more RAM to make it say 32 or 64 gigabytes?
Okay, that's another Damien question or Eric.
Yes, good morning, everyone. No, you cannot add RAM memory because it's welded.
Okay. So it's permanent. It's soldered in. You're not going to be able to add additional. Okay. That's another good question. The picture we have here is the Inside One Plus on top with the glass, and the Supra is right below it. They are physically about the same size, and we can kind of talk more about that in a minute, but I had them to where I had them side by side and I'll even put one on top of the other, and they are basically the same physical size. Okay, is there any other questions before we go live to the demo?
Ryland asked again, how do you emulate all those Windows keyboard commands on something like the Supra where you don't have a touchscreen gestures available? JAWS does this very well via its focus displays, but if I'm not mistaken, NVDA's Braille extender add-on isn't as powerful.
So, gentlemen, were you guys able to hear the question?
Yeah, could you please repeat because the sound
Yeah,
was
can
not
you
very
say it a little louder, Lizzie? You're pretty quiet.
Let me increase. All right. How do you emulate all of the Windows keyboard commands on something like the Supra where you don't have touchscreen gestures available? JAWS does this very well via its focus displays, but if I'm not mistaken, NVDA's Braille extender add-on isn't as powerful.
So you're talking about the Windows shortcuts, right?
Correct. Like if you wanted to do Windows D, she's saying, how do you
Yes.
do that if you're
So
using NVDA? So I didn't talk about the extra keys that are up above that emulate the Windows key and things like that.
right, you have different ways to emulate the Windows shortcuts. So you can use the Perkins style keyboard, and we also have added on above the Perkins style keyboard 8 function keys. You have 4 different function keys on the left and 4 different function keys on the right. And if I'm going from left to right, we have added the first one, which is Escape. Then you have Tab, and you have Shift Tab. After that, you have Control, and you come to the right-hand side, and you have Windows. After you have Alt key, contextual menu, and then the last one, which is
Insert.
Insert, sorry. So with these keys, you have access to direct shortcuts, but you can also combine them with the Perkins keyboard. For example, if you want to create the Control A shortcut, you can either use the Control key, function key, or you combine the letter C, so key 1 and 4, with the right space bar, because we have here divided the space bar in two. We call the left one the key 9 and the right one the key 0. So you dial 1, 4 and the right space bar, and then key 1 again for A.
The most important, you need to understand that for all Windows shortcut, you use the first letter of the
Yeah,
shortcut with the space bar.
it will always be like that.
For example, if you want to pray to create to make Alt, you press key A and space, Control C and space, Shift S and space, Escape E and space, and it's for all the shortcut is the same. It's very easy to memorize because just you need to know the first letter of the shortcut and you press space. And there are several different for the function F1 to F12. You use the same alphabet. For example, to do F1, this is the A and the space left because we are two space there. You have the left space here and the right space here. Okay. With the left space, this is for the function F1 to F12 with the A, B, C, F2, F3. And for the shortcut is the space, the right space. A for Alt, C for control, for example. And you can manage all the shortcut. If you want to create, for example, Control Alt Sup, for example, you press Control after Alt after D, and automatically you open the configure panel. This is very easy to learn that. And for kids, if they don't want to learn that, we have 8 key on the bottom, okay, not the
On the
bottom,
top.
on
On
the
the top.
top, and this is this button is Escape, Tab, Shift, Control, Windows, Alt, right click, and Insert. And with that, we can manage all the shortcut on the Windows. And we have, and at the same time, when we press this key, it's just to create control or whatever you want. But if you double tap on this key, you manage the button. For example, if I want to make the control, not the shortcut control, but the function control, double tap on this key, and automatically he creates the control. It's very easy to learn that.
So it's kind of like you guys, there's 8 keys, and I switched back to that slide so you could see the super keyboard better. But above the Perkins style keyboards, you have 8 keys, and they are, to me, they're like function keys, but they're doing the functions that they mentioned going across, and then you have the left and the right space bar below. But he is correct because I was able to do Windows D and do things quite rapidly. And again, I'm not a Braille user, so once you get the hang of it, you're moving along with this just like you would be for me on a QWERTY keyboard. But did that answer the question for the person that asked, Lizzie?
They haven't said. But more questions have arisen. Can you attach a QWERTY keyboard?
Yes.
Yes, you can.
And
And you can even attach it Bluetooth or plugged in, either way.
and Sharon asked, could you place a visual with the function keys?
I'm not sure that I understand that question.
I'm not sure I do either. Could you expand on that, Sharon?
You guys, we can hear background noise. It's really loud. I'm not sure what side it's on. Okay, are there any other questions?
Nope, that was it for now.
Okay, very
Oh,
good.
hang on. Sharon said, yes, when he is demonstrating and pointing to the keys, could you place a visual with the function keys?
Oh, so just verbally, you're wanting us to verbalize when he's saying upper left, that type of thing? Is that what she's asking for when he goes live in a minute? Google Chrome, Adobe app, Adobe list, mute, select all left, inside super file explorer. I hear a screen reader in the back. I'm not sure though what the question. Is that what she means?
I'm waiting for the answer because I still don't know.
So I'm assuming that's what she means. I'm going to stop sharing. And then when you guys are describing and going through, if we could just be very verbal, like upper left-hand corner and the very first key and that type of thing is what I believe she's asking. All right, I'm going to, so I stopped sharing. I should be able to pin you guys so that it doesn't bounce when we have questions. Okay, I just pinned, which should be good.
Do you see the device?
We do. We see the device. So
Okay.
I think what she was asking, I'm thinking, but just that we're very like vocal,
Yes.
like when you touch the key at the very top, that you're very descriptive since they don't have the unit right there in front of them.
Okay.
Very
Okay. So
good. Great, great image. Thank you.
that's okay like this. Okay.
Very good. Thank you.
Okay. So let's start with the first function key starting on the left, just above the Perkins style keyboard. So you have the first one here, which is the escape key. The second on the right hand side, it will be the tab key. Then again on the right, it will be the shift key. And the last one here is the alt key, control key, sorry. Then you have on the right-hand side, the other 4 function keys, starting with Windows, Windows key, then the 6th one, which is the alt key. The 7th one, it will be the contextual menu, so the right click. And the last one, it will be the alt key. So, and when I go back to the first on the left side, which is escape, just above the escape, you have another key, which is a button. When you click on it, when you're in the application, you can come back to the Windows desktop. And this is what we call the toggle button. Then I come back to the Perkins style keyboard. So you have the 8 keys, 1, 2, 3, key 7 on the left, and then on the right, 4, 5, 6, and 8. Just after below, you have the two space bar, which Damien was talking about. So the left one is the key 9, and the right one is the key 0. And on the same level, but on the right-hand side of the product, you have a joystick. And this joystick, this is for replacing the arrow keys, in fact. So you can go up, down, left, right, and then you can also click in the middle to activate something to validate. Then you come to the 32 cursor routings, and then just below the cursor routings, you have the 32 Braille cells. On each side, on the right and on the left side, you have the panning keys. These panning keys to go to 32 cells after or before. You can also combine them. For example, the left one, you can combine it with by clicking on the first panning key, the first routing cursor, sorry, and the panning key. You can go back to the beginning of the document or beginning of the line, and that's the same with the second key, the second routing cursor combined with also the panning key. And you have the same thing combining the 31st or the 32nd routing cursor with the right panning key to go to the end of the document, for example. Then, what can I describe more? About the keys, about the Perkins style keyboard, you have all the keys, except the fact that if I come to the right edge on the top, you have the three physical buttons. So the first one, starting from top to bottom, will be the button to start the product or to put the product in sleeping mode or extended sleeping mode. And then the two other physical buttons will be the buttons for volume settings, volume plus, volume minus. Then you have, as Kimberly was saying, the mini USB, the USB A or USB 3C. And on the left side, you have from top to bottom the USB-C port for charging the device or connecting an external display. You have the micro HDMI for connecting also external display if you want to. And then you have the micro SD card slot where you can put an SD card up to 1 TB. The thing I forgot was the other USB-C port on the right side, and this one won't be for charging the device, but it will be for data connecting plug USB stick, for example. On the bottom, from left to right, you have the first built-in two-watch speaker, a small microphone, and you have the same on the right-hand side, the other built-in two-watt speaker and the second microphone. And I think that's it regarding the description of the physical buttons on the Inside Supra.
So a couple questions.
Yes.
Where are the devices manufactured? So France. Are they available in Canada? Are they available in French?
They are available in different languages. They can be fully localized, of course. They are manufactured partly in France and
Yes.
partly in Germany, also in Europe. But yeah, they can be full localized.
And another question, the context menu function key, does that emulate the right Windows or applications key on a desktop keyboard or the Shift F10 shortcut?
The contextual menu, so the right click. When you are in an app, it will be for opening the contextual menu. Is that the right answer?
I believe so. And another question, the Braille cells, are they piezo electric, as in most modern expensive displays, or magnetic, like the dot watch or orbit displays?
The Braille cells are coming from the Japanese KGS company, so this is a piezo technology. And the cool thing is that you have no caps. So that means when you read the Braille, it's very crisp. You have no separation between each cell.
Wonderful. And somebody else said the screen is only showing black. That's because this is the Supra. This is not the one that has the touch
That's right.
screen.
That's right. All the keys on the Supra are black, and the device is made of full machine, CNC machined aluminum. And the top case is natural anodized aluminum. At the bottom case is black anodized aluminum. And both devices come in and I think a reinforced case, also with a handle and the shoulder strap. The
Wonderful.
power supply, of course.
And what are the dimensions of the devices?
Dimensions are very similar to a letter size.
Great. Thank you. That's all the questions for right now.
Kimberly, do you want us to go through the Inside One Plus?
Yes, that would be great. Thank you.
Okay.
One more question popped in. Does it have Microsoft 365, Outlook, Word, PowerPoint, and Access?
Well, if you buy the license, yes, you
Yep.
can download the Microsoft 365.
It doesn't come preloaded with it, you guys. You would need to add it. But yes, it's very simple to do. In fact, I just was out doing a demo and we put it on really quickly to be able to show it, and then you can take it off. But think of it as Windows 11 because that's what it is.
Okay, so I don't know if you see correctly. I think so. Now you have the Inside One Plus just in front of you. Same specifications than the Inside Supra. You also have the 32 cells coming from the same company, KGS company. You also have the i7 10th generation Intel processor with 16 gigs of RAM. Same specifications also for the SSD hard disk. Two microphones, two built-in speakers as well. Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, USB-C port, exactly the same. Except that, as Kimberly was saying before, you have here on the uh, top left edge, thank you. You have the front camera of 5 megapixels, and at the back of the product, you have in the middle, you have the 16 megapixels camera with an LED as well. Again, the product is made of CNC aluminum, except the fact, of course, as it is a touch product, you have a big screen of 10 inches wide. I show the screen, which is here. And also you have the Perkins style keyboard, which is indented, so inlaid inside the glass. The glass is not a standard glass, it's a Gorilla Glass coming from the Corning company. So the same Gorilla Glass that you have on cell phone, except the fact that this one is much, much thicker. It's 1.8 millimeter thick. And even in the very center of each key, you still have 1.1 millimeter of glass, of thickness. One thing I also want to mention is that at any time you have at the bottom of the screen, for the sighted only, of course, a line in black giving you the translation of each Braille cell. That is very useful, especially for the education market, for the teacher who doesn't know Braille, for example. After that, when I come to the description of all the tactile, the touch zone that you have around the screen, you have starting from top to bottom, starting on the left side, you have the same toggle button that you have as a physical button on the Inside Supra, which gives you also the possibility to double tap and come back to the Windows desktop. For example, if you were in Windows, in Word, let's say, then you have below it a vertical slider, which is also inlaid into the glass that is also for different functions. If you swipe from bottom to top, You will, maybe if I activate the speech,
Speech flow talk.
You can swipe from bottom to top.
Input table, English, U.S, 8. Computer Braille.
Okay, now you hear that you're in a 8 computer braille table. And if you want to change the table, of course, you can go either to NVIDIA or Joe settings and then change the settings for the input-output of the braille. For the slider, there is one big thing. In this slider, when you put your finger for 5 seconds,
Visual keyboard.
now you hear the message visual keyboard. So visual keyboard, only for the sighted, of course. You have the virtual Windows keyboard, which is now visible on the key on the display, and you can type. Even if you don't know Braille, you can type just like you're typing with a physical keyboard that is connected via Bluetooth or a USB. And so for a teacher who doesn't know Braille, that is very useful. Then, of course, you're now in full touch mode. That means if I click on an icon anywhere, I can move, I can double tap, I can activate anything. If I want to come back to the Braille mode, I will go back to the left slider and I will swipe from top to bottom. You have the message, you have the speech, you have the Braille as well, which says that keyboard is closed, and I back in Braille mode, so I cannot click anywhere, of course, because it's useless for the Braille mode. On the right side, you have another slider, vertical one also, which is for replacing the arrow keys. I can swipe from right to left, you hear a small sound, and then bottom to top. And if I put my finger for 5 seconds, again, without moving, I will switch the sound off, and again, 5 seconds off, on. So you have all the possibility for the gestures in this slider. And for replacing cursor routings, you have a long horizontal slider just above the 32 cells Braille display, where you can pan from left to right with 1 or 2 fingers, because if we go deeper in the gestures, we have many, many different gestures to use with this product. And if the keyboard is not active, you can also do the gestures anywhere on the screen. So, for example, if I come back to Windows Desktop,
Desktop list.
I can move
Desktop list.
with 1 or 2 fingers,
Ask you button.
and you see that I can move anywhere on the screen, even if I'm crossing through the inlaid Perkins-style keyboard. After that, what can I add? The gestures. Also, you can do gestures in the long slider with 1 or 2 fingers. And if you want to activate the keyboard, if you want to say,
Desktop list, WordPad 3 of 18.
I want to activate, for example, WordPad to start typing something and to show you how you can type with the Perkins keyboard. I'm now on WordPad, double tap in the right slider, so to activate and to open the app. Now I'm ready to type, but I need to do something with my keyboard first. So to activate it, it's not like a calibration like on an iPad or a BrailleNote Touch Plus. You just need to put your fingers in the 6 indentations, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for about a second. Now you hear Braille keyboard. For the sighted, they see on the left bottom of the screen a small pictogram in purple saying that the keyboard is on. I don't put my fingers on the screen, but it stays active. If I want to type, it's like you play the piano. It's working when you release the fingers. So if I want to start type hello.
H. B. B. B.
So I made a mistake. Key 7.
L. L. O.
So it's working just like this. For the sighted, they see in the bottom on the transcription bar, hello. So that gives the translation of each Braille cell. As Damien was explaining to you before on the Supra, how the shortcuts work, if I want to delete what I just typed, I will make C combined with right spacebar, so it will be 1514, sorry, and 0, and then
CTRL.
A,
Hello selected.
hello selected, and key 7, and I've deleted everything. I want to come back for any reason to the Windows, the Windows desktop. I go to the toggle button on the left side, double tap,
Home.
and I'm back. No, sorry, and I'm not back in it. Okay, sorry for that.
Left with desktop list.
Okay, now you're back in the Braille, the Windows world. If I want to close my keyboard, it will be in the left slider, swipe from top to bottom,
Keyboard closed.
and the keyboard is closed. So if you have any questions on how to navigate, for example,
There's no navigation questions, but there are a few that came in. Are these computers actively cooled, like with a fan?
it's fanless.
You said fanless.
Fanless. It's being done without a fan. Fanless.
Okay. And when the QWERTY keyboard is visible, will NVDA allow someone to type with verbal confirmation?
Sorry. Quand NVIDIA est mis en route et que le clavier visuel ça fonctionne aussi. Ah, bien sûr. Yes, NVIDIA is also working with the virtual keyboard.
It's the same if you plug an USB QWERTY keyboard.
Yes.
It's the same.
You guys, the other thing I want to mention, because I did this, and it's really cool. This is a great communication device for using for someone that is deaf as well. So they could be typing on the QWERTY keyboard, and then I could be connected with the Bluetooth they could be typing on the Perkins keyboard, and I could be connected with a Bluetooth QWERTY keyboard, and you can communicate back and forth. So it's a great communication device as well. So there's questions about pricing, you guys. I just put a note into the group chat for everyone. I'm giving US pricing. You'd have to check and see what that is just for Canadian pricing right now. But the US price for the Supra is 5,995 and the One Plus is 6,495. There was also some questions about Canadian resellers. I did put a link up of our Canadian resellers, but you need to reach out to me because not every reseller is going to carry this. So we will only be selling it through resellers that have demo units. You can't you can't just sell these products. You need to be able to demonstrate them. You need to be able to let somebody try them and use them. So I did want to bring that up. So reach out to me if you have questions about distribution, because not every reseller that we have will carry these products. Because again, I'm saying they have to have a demo unit because they need to be able to let you try the unit. You need to know which one's better for you, the Supra, the One Plus, and I want your hands on it so you can actually try it. And then there was a question about one-handed keyboard typing.
Yeah. Does the Supra have a one-handed mode?
That's just something you can do with software. I mean, we just need to remember this is Windows, unless there's something specifically for Braille for one-handed. But I would think that would be a software related question where you can install certain software where it turns even a regular QWERTY keyboard into one-handed. But Damien and Eric, is there something specific with Braille for one-handed?
Yes, with
Yes.
NVIDIA, we have an add-on for manage the unimanual mode with the Braille keyboard too.
Okay, so that's just with NVDA or is that with JAWS as well?
Yes. I don't know if JAWS has this functionality inside their software, but I'm sure that for the NVIDIA, we have a specific add-on, and you just install this add-on, and after you can choose if you want to work with a standard Braille keyboard or unimanual Braille keyboard. We have that.
Wonderful. Great. And great question. Thank you.
And the last question, what voice are you using? It seems to sound a lot better than the NVDA voice.
We are using an NVDA voice. The voices are coming from Access Voice.
Access voice, the nuance voice.
Nuance voice. Is that the right answer you're waiting for?
Yes,
I believe so.
Yes.
Are there any other questions that you guys want to push through?
So I just want to say, on our side, you guys, we are taking orders. We have already placed an order. The first order that is coming in, all the products are spoken for. The next order that we've already placed is coming in as well, but they're going quickly. So we will be placing more orders in the future, but we are very proud to be the North American representative for this product. And we will eventually, like all of our products, have them in the warehouse. So when you place an order, that it would ship right away. But right now, we are taking pre-orders, and like I said, we've started to fulfill orders as soon as we get the first order here in the US, which will be soon. Those are gone. Then we've already placed another order, and we'll be placing more orders. So if you have interest in it, what we've done with the first set of orders coming in is we're trying to hold things for resellers to get demo units so they're able to then let everyone see them, because it is important that you actually try the units. They're very unique and they're amazing, but I do think it's important that you get your hands on them and try them. So again, that's why certain resellers are deciding to bring them on and understand Braille products. They're already representing Braille products and they're going to be purchasing demo units. And those are the resellers that you'll be working with. And between Lizzie and I, we will have a list of which resellers those are. I will say, just from having the units myself for several weeks, they mentioned Chris Braille, and every single person that put their hands on the Braille display, and I didn't know what that term meant. So every single person put their fingers, said, "Oh my goodness, the Braille is so crisp. It's so wonderful and easy to read." So I was glad to hear that.
Thank you.
Another question popped through. What would the battery capacity MAH?
Yes, so we have the same battery on both devices. If you use the OnePlus, depending on what you're doing, the product, of course, the battery will last between 6 and 7, 8 hours. And for the Supra, as long as you don't connect an external display, you can use it between 9 and 10 hours.
And how long does it take to fully charge?
Between 2.5 and 3 hours maximum.
Do you guys want to go into your couple folders that you've created, like the control one, and where you go in and you have it to where you can switch it to NVDA, JAWS, that type of thing, so they can kind of see some of the special things that you guys have created?
Yes, why not?
And also, can you mention the weight of the device?
Maybe we can do this with the Supra, so we can share. We can better share
Je partage ça.
the screen.
Hop.
So do you do you see the share screen?
Yes.
Control.
Okay, now we've activated control.
Home. Launch.
So you guys, there's a folder on the desktop. So all he did would be do a Windows D.
We do have a folder on the desktop where you can find the user manuals in different formats. So you have the PDF, RTF, docx, and TXT, I think.
Yes.
So you have these four formats. We have also the first application you find on the Windows desktop is called Control, and this small application that we have just launched helps you to switch on the fly between JAWS and NVDA, of course, if you have the JAWS license. So Damien is now navigating with the joystick. He launched
Control 1 of 18.
NVDA.
He launched NVDA. He's navigating now with the joystick on the Windows desktop, back to control, launch control again,
Home. Home.
and then go to launch in the control application and click on
Yes.
JAWS yes and NVDA no. Then click on OK.
Windows.
Close NVDA. Launch.
Now, yes, it's closing NVDA and now launching JAWS. Now you can see, for those who can see on the taskbar, which is on the top of the screen, the JAWS icon.
Cancel button.
Yes.
OK button. Deactivate escape.
Oh. And after I can go back to NVDA.
And then we go back to the NVDA by clicking again on Control Application. NVDA, yes. JAWS, no. Then click on OK. And again, the same process. And you're back to the Windows desktop. You hear the NVDA sound.
And I just want to say, you guys, the joystick is really easy to use and intuitive. So when you're going to the left, I mean, you literally can feel it. You're moving to the left. There's no guessing. And of course, you're hearing NVDA talking or JAWS talking, so you know where you're at. But I just wanted you to know that it's really easy to use the joystick.
And one thing we didn't mention, for both devices, we deliver the products with a TeamViewer as well. So in case of an issue, you as a distributor or us, if there's a big something to solve, we can remotely take control of the device.
Which works out really nice because I was just in Texas like 2 weeks ago at Texas APR, and they actually from France, late in the day there, got online and updated and helped me with a couple things.
And while they're doing that, does JAWS come pre-installed? No, correct? NVDA is pre-installed.
Yes, NVDA is pre-installed, and you have 40 minutes JAWS license pre-installed as well.
Okay. How does it cope with math, UEB, and NEMIS? NEMIS?
Nemeth, yes.
Nemeth. We can use the UAB Braille table with JAWS or NVIDIA because they have this lib with the libwi table. For the mathematics, we can, if you have a specific application, we use the Nemeth with JAWS and NVIDIA. We have a solution for that, and we are working with a French company who will develop a specific application for transcription of math and with MathML, and we are sure that we can show the first version of this specific application for scientific Braille in May in Frankfurt, ISIDE City. We will have a demonstration for this application. It's very interesting because if you are blind and you want to write in Braille mode, you use the Nemeth Braille mode as well, and you write, and automatically it translates for the sight people at the same time, and you can send the result or send the page where you write in Braille mode in black mode for the sight people, and with the graphic, with the spreadsheet, and at the same time when you write, the blind can have a witty wing return for them. He writes in Braille, and if he want to control for the sight people, he can use the vocal speech, and the vocal speech said to him exactly what he write for the sight people. And it's amazing software we will be coming soon in May, and I'm sure that we will show you after May.
You guys, someone just sent me a picture. They're saying that chording refers to using the space bar in conjunction with other keys like Braille letters to perform specific commands or functions similar to using a keyboard shortcut. So it's like using the space bar. You guys mentioned that earlier about using the space bar with a key.
And it work with the standard screen reader like JAWS or NVIDIA, or it work alone?
So they're saying you're using a space bar with another key for like quick keys.
If it work with JAWS, it work with our product.
Okay.
And do the units come with a carrying case? I don't know if it's a
Yes,
carrying case. But
It
yeah, okay,
is. Yeah. They each come with carrying cases. They're very nice
wonderful.
cases.
reinforced. You
Oh
can,
yeah, he's going to get them right now, but they're
yeah,
very
absolutely.
nice.
Yeah.
Oh, so in French, somebody said cording is ACCORDS.
Yes, we found the application.
Okay, so yes, you guys do that. Yeah, there's the case. And it comes with the case.
Yeah.
So on
Yeah.
our price sheet, if somebody got prices, we list a case separate as well, but it comes, of course, with the charging cord and the case. We just know that sometimes people want extra cases. So, so the case was up on the screen a minute ago. Can you please put it by the camera again? Someone said they weren't able to see it. So it's a black zipper case that's padded, and inside it's like gray, but it holds the actual unit like with a strap across it. But it is a padded type unit. And I know we've had people ask us about the hard cases. Like, can you have it in like it used to be called executive cases. I think they're turtle shells now or something like that. And we are looking into doing that. Uh, that would be something that's an add-on. Someone wanted to see the simplified mode.
Simplify mode. Are you talking about the one-handed mode?
I'm not sure. Cheryl, can you elaborate on that, please?
Bah, on peut mettre home dans ces cas-là, mais c'est autre chose encore.
Or are you talking about the small home suite that we have for children?
Desktop.
I'm asking for further clarification.
Yes, that.
Okay,
No.
we are launching it. It's called Home. Do you still see the screen?
No, we just see you guys.
Okay, sorry. Okay.
That's
Well
okay.
done.
Thank you for asking. Perfect. Now we can see the screen. Thank
Okay.
you.
OK. Celui-là, et je vais faire OK. Control 1 of 80. We just launched the home application.
Yes.
The home application is a very small suite of application for kids, for example, who don't want uh, to to learn Windows and the desktop. And this is the desktop from home, and you can see several icon apps, for example. Explorer is the same like the Windows Explorer, but more easier to use. Switch is to go to if you have several application open, you can just move to application by application. Setting for all setting you need, and control to go back on Windows. If I go back on apps, for example, we have two applications. This is calculator for very simple calculator, and we have Note. This is like WordPad, but more easy to use, and automatically propose to you the better thing you need. For example, when you open, sorry, Note, you automatically the menu bar is what do you want to do, and it propose new or open or import. If I press new, I open a new document and I can see I can write what I want. If I go to open I can open in my disk the folder we need. And if I want to import, I can choose which importation I want. For example, all the document I can read, but I can choose the doc document, docx document, ODT document, PDF document, RTF document, TXT, and our grade, grade 1, grade 2, and grade 0 at the same time. If I go back, sorry, okay. If I want to create a document, I press the two space. I can write, uh, hello. Okay, and now I can have something. For example, I can read on the Braille display. I can save the document. For example, if I want to save it, sorry. Okay, and he proposed to me save or save as or export if I want to export at the same extension I show you before. But if I want to save, I press save. Automatically, he proposes a common name of the document, but I can press enter and I write the name of my document and OK. And OK, automatically my document is save. It's very easy to use it. It's a very small note taker, and you can have for example, you can copy, cut, paste, and font and select. We have several options. For example, font, I can choose bold, italic, underline, but that's all. It's a very, very small note taker. And if I want to go back, I can press all the shortcuts. It's the same on Windows. Alt F4, for example, to close the application. If I want to understand how works the Explorer is very easy. You can see three windows on the screen, and for the blind, there are three screen. And how we can know that this is with double space. You can see double space if I want to change to the next Windows or next Windows. To go to the Windows, I just use tab, the function tab, and I can see exactly what I see with the three windows. This is the third, this is the second Windows, and the first window. Where I come from, where I am, and the property of my file of my folder. It's very easy to use it. And you can create new folder, new file automatically. When you create a file, if you want to open it at the same time, I open. It will open automatically the application you choose. For example, if I want to create a new file, a new document, I create my document, and after I open the application note, and you are in your document. It's very easy to use it, but it's very small applications. There are no windows, no full windows. This is just to beginning with this product for the kids. It will be interesting, but all the shortcuts you need to manage the home application is the same on Windows. And when you will want to move to Windows, automatically he have the good shortcut because it's the same shortcut like on Windows.
And at any time, you can go back and forth Windows World and Home World.
Yeah.
You don't need to close the Home application, go to Windows and come back and open Home application again. You can switch really between the two of them.
Like that with the button.
Yes.
Wow, that's powerful. I had not played with that. That's great. Someone's asking from Canada about repairs. So right now, repairs will be done right now just with Lou's stateside. We're getting him up and running, and then we will be working with Rick as well in Canada. We're just getting started with all that, but we'll get parts over here, and everything will be serviced in the U.S. And then yes, it will also go to Canada. And we'll be doing servicing through Rick there in Canada. And we're excited to have everything done where it doesn't need to be sent to France, and everything will be done in US and Canada. Someone is asking about reinstall. So if the system got wiped out, obviously the Windows, would they pick Windows Reset and to be able to reinstall everything with your folders and all the special things that you've put on it? And are we providing a USB fob to go with it that like has a backup of everything?
We are working on that, and yes, next month we will send you an USB slot with the to reinstall all our parts on the Windows base. Yeah, we have that.
Great questions, you guys. I'm learning a lot today too.
Yeah.
Someone's asking about tariffs. You guys, that's the $6 million question. I don't know that any of us know the answer. Right now, we're not experiencing the tariff situation here for products coming over, but nobody knows. That's just kind of a waiting game.
We'll see what happens.
People are asking about the video. You guys, the link will be up. Excuse me, it will be up on our website. So anyone that registered today, whether they attended or not, will get an email from me thanking them, and then I'll let them know when it's available on our website and provide the actual link for our YouTube channel. But I'm hoping to get this up. I'll work with Sweden on this, and we'll work on getting it up this week or next week at the latest. And I'm sorry, I know we've gone over, we don't normally do that, but I think it's really important to answer all these questions and to have the two experts here to make sure that we get the questions answered. If there's no other questions, we're going to go back to the PowerPoint. Lizzie, am I missing any questions?
Nope, I do not see any more.
I'm going to remove the pen. I'm going to share my screen. Okay, are you able to see the screen again?
Yeah.
Okay, so thank you so much, both of you guys, for helping and sharing today. Eric and Damien, we really appreciate all your help and everything. We definitely will be relying on you, and we'll do our best. Lizzie and I are good about gathering details and being able to putting together like a powerful file that has a lot of answers to questions, and we can get that out to people as well.
Okay, thank you, Lizzie, and thank you, Kimberly.
Thank
And
you
thanks.
guys for attending.
Thank you, guys.
I am Kimberly Klein, Director of Sales North America. You can reach me at 702-468-6611, or you can email me at Kimberly, Kimberly, .Klein, which is CLINE, at LVIamerica.com. You can also reach out to Lizzie Harris at any time for assistance. It's Lizzie Harris, Harris. She is 423-822-8660. And you can also email her at Elizabeth, Elizabeth .Harris at LVIamerica.com. Is there any other questions or comments? Okay, then if that's it, please stay tuned. We don't have our future webinars open and up yet, but we will be featuring the MagnaLink Mini as soon as I have production and release dates. That will be one of our next webinars, which is our other new product that we showed at CSUN. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming. We appreciate your time and interest. And if you just have questions, feel free to reach out to Lizzie or myself. We can get out manuals, brochures, and also put you in contact with the reseller in your area. All right, have a wonderful day. Thank you so much.